My name is Isaias Lopez, but I go by an artist name, Isaias Crow. So I was born and raised in El Paso, Texas, and I live both in El Paso and in Juarez, Mexico. I would see my dad do his paintings. He's an artist himself, and I would see him painting. So growing up, 4 or 5 years old, I would see him painting, and that really intrigued me and it motivated me to start painting myself. Yes, I am self-taught. Till recently, I went to the Art Institute of San Diego, and I got my bachelor's degree in media arts and animation. It's not so much that I learned how to paint there. Like, I already knew how to paint, but I understood another medium, which is the digital realm. So even that, I'm fusing some of that with what I do with the traditional mediums, such as acrylics or oils. At 13, I branched off. I branched off from my mom and my dad divorced. I branched off to doing graffiti. And maybe it was because they got divorced. I think thinking back now, I think it was a way for me to vent, kind of vent my expression, my emotions and express them that way. I started looking for a space where I felt like that I could fit in. I literally tried churches. I tried circles just of different people. And I was young. I'm talking about 15, 14 years old, and I was looking for, I didn't know that what I needed to do was express. And after that, I went home, and I remember I started weeping because I just felt so lost. I was like, dude, what am I supposed to do? So I just started doing graffiti, and that felt so good. I just started and I go by myself. I hear a lot of cats go, or a lot of people go, and they go in 2s or 3s. I like to go by myself and just paint. I would stay the night in downtown and on top of a rooftop and just paint. I could have gotten about it very differently. And I know my father was one of the persons that kept telling me, yo man, my father to this day doesn't own a car. So he walks through, in El Paso, he would walk everywhere and he would see me. He found out that my name was Crow at the time. And he told me, you know what man, you're just ruining communities. Why don't you do something to give to the community instead of taking away? And I was like, whatever, dude. With time, he just kept whispering that in my ear, yo man, remember, and finally clicked. But because of that outlet, then I started seeing other artists through magazines. And one of them was Man One, the COI crew, my friend Work. We were working together and we were both learning at the same time. So we would push each other in that way. Today, I'm heavily influenced by life, nature, my friends. Pose 2, Chore Boogie, Work, Vile, Man One. Those are the people that I really like their work. And I work with them. I know at times some of their work even rubs off on what I'm doing. But I'll see that, and then I'll make sure that I'm expressing my voice and not somebody else's. And I think San Diego, when I came here, that was one thing that I wanted to do. Was you know what? I started seeing, as I was painting murals out in the streets here in San Diego, I started seeing kids, and I would see myself in them, and they'd be like, yo man, yo, how can I get down with you? Or what can I do? And yo, did you see the freeway? I did that. And it's you don't need to do that, man. It's not worth the risk, especially nowadays. Kids are getting felonies over just a tag. It's ridiculous. So that's a lot why I started focusing in offering these classes to the kids, and that way they know that there's different ways to express. It's not just me doing these, it's a group I'm a part of. It's called the Prism Process, and that's what we do. The idea of the Prism Process is to create civic engagement through the arts and culture. Some of the projects I've been involved in here in San Diego and have collaborated with other artists is the Gateway Project. That one is at the corner of 16th and Logan. It's an apartment complex, low-income housing. Another one was La Entrada Project, which also was, it's also right there on 16th Street and Beardsley. What we saw was that the arts was being cut from a lot of the schools there, or not even offered. So we saw that it was a need to do workshops based in art. We invested on 10 free workshops for the community, and it was open not only to Barrio Logan, but everybody. And we got a total, we estimate about 300 participants. And that was a good example of civic engagement via the arts. There were 10 free art workshops. Everything was supplied for the participant. The latest one that we did as a group was the Bookman mural. We wanted to let the kids know that hopefully from here on there would be a annual summer school for those that want to learn more about art, and especially to know how to use the spray paint, acrylics, And then of course life skills. That was a big aspect of the program, was life skills, like just teaching them how to like work with one another, how to breathe, how to just pause and just, you know, chill for a little bit and then keep going, you know. I'm teaching the little bit that I know. I'm not saying that art is the only way, I'm saying it's a way, and that way there's an option. Or they know that there's options, you know. Compared to, for me, I just thought that there wasn't options, but there's many. You know, just humbling my ego so that way I can then allow creativity to run through me. And if anything, I'm just being a vessel that's expressing onto the wall.